Hello everyone, welcome to day 19 of our main Samadhaan 75 days program. So today we have a good question that is from GS paper 3 and the subtopic is conservation, environment, pollution and degradation. So the question is, justice for environmental crimes must be dispensed quickly through criminal law protection for the environment. So the topic is about environmental crimes, how the environmental crimes must be dispensed through criminal law. So this is another keyword, that is criminal law. Okay. First of all, we'll write about environmental crimes. It can be broadly defined as illegal acts which directly harm the environment. They include illegal trade in wildlife, smuggling of ozone depleting substances, illicit trade in hazardous waste, illegal, unregulated and unreported fishing and etc. These environmental harms and their complex effects threaten all life on Earth. Indeed, the exploitation of natural resources has become a global social problem and thus needs to be anticipated in social and scientific thinking. So पहले हम एक इंट्रो दे देते हैं about environmental crimes. Exactly environmental crimes होता क्या है? Then we'll come to the point about how the crimes must be dispensed through criminal law protection. The urgent need of criminal law protection of the environment leads to a discussion on the international regulatory framework for the protection of the environment and on the criminal enforcement dimension of it. So, what I've done here is I have integrated the answer from an international point of view and also domestic point of view. So, both things I'll be mentioning. So, initially I'll start with the international point of view. The international community has been very active in regulatory protection of the environment, but without integrating the criminal enforcement dimension in its policy circle. For example, we have something called UNFCCC, that is United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. So it's a very big convention, lot of protocols like Kyoto Protocol, Paris Agreement are there under this convention, but this convention has not focused on the criminal dimension part. So that is a major flaw. The broader perspective of the criminal law enforcement of the environmental law is left to the discretion of the member states. और जितना भी कन्वेंशन हमारा है वहाँ पे अगर भी क्रिमिनल लॉ एनफोर्समेंट के बारे में वो बात करते हैं तो वो यूजुअली कंट्रीज के डिस्क्रिशन को लीव कर देते हैं, उनके ऊपर लीव कर देते हैं. सो इट इज एट द डिस्क्रिशन ऑफ द मेंबर स्टेट्स, with the result that we have a very divergent picture at the domestic level because every countries will have their own laws. सबका अलग अलग डिस्कशन के हिसाब से वो करते हैं, तो एक डाइवर्जेंट पिक्चर हो जाता है जो कि सिमिलर नहीं है. सो मोस्टली सिमिलर पेज पे कोई होता नहीं है. सो वी हैव अ वेरी डाइवर्जेंट पिक्चर एट द डोमेस्टिक लेवल बोथ व्हेन इट कम्स टू द डिजाइन एंड द रीच ऑफ ऑफेंसेस इन सब्सटेंसिव क्रिमिनल लॉ एंड द ऑथोरिटीज एंड जुडिशियल पावर्स इन द क्रिमिनल प्रोसीड्यूर. तो सबका अलग अलग हो जाता है. Many organized environmental crimes are non-conventional forms of organized crime, जैसे कि illegal mining हो गया या फिर trafficking in flora and fauna हो गया. तो ये कहीं ना कहीं एक non-conventional forms of organized crime हो चुका है. In the multilateral environmental agreements, there are no explicit references to obligations in the field of judicial cooperation in criminal matters. जितना भी आप multilateral environmental agreements देखेंगे इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे, यूनेप का या फिर काफी सारे एग्रीमेंट्स होते हैं, वहां पे वी डू नॉट फाइंड एनी एक्सप्लिसिट रेफरेंस टू द जुडिशियरी, टू द जुडिशियल कोऑपरेशन कि जुडिशियरी यहाँ पे क्या हेल्प कर सकता है. वहां पे हम एग्जैक्टली मेंशन नहीं होता है. सो दैट इज ऑल्सो ए मेजर फ्लॉ. नाउ कमिंग टू, अगर हम इंटरनेशनल एस्पेक्ट अभी दिए हैं, नाउ विल कम टू द इंडियन एस्पेक्ट. With respect to India, there are also quite a few penal provisions under the IPC and the Criminal Procedure Code in 1973. However, the inadequacy of the existing institutional framework of sanctions have proved to be not as strong as a deterrence. हमारे पास लॉ है, आईपीसी में, सीआरपीसी में लॉ है, बट ये एक डिटरेंस जैसा एक्ट नहीं कर रहा है. सो पीपल आर नॉट टेकिंग इट सीरियसली. मे बी द पनिशमेंट्स आर वेरी लेस और मे बी इट इज नॉट बीइंग इम्प्लीमेंटेड इन वेरी राइट स्पिरिट. सो जो सैंक्शंस होता है हमारे यहाँ वो एज ए डिटरेंट काम नहीं कर रहा है. सो इन वे फॉरवर्ड, criminalizing environmental crimes would also allow the courts to question the moral culpability of the accused. कोर्ट को भी एक कहीं ना कहीं एक हेल्प करेगा टू क्वेश्चन द मोरल कल्पेबिलिटी अक्यूज्ड का. हैविंग ए क्रिमिनल लॉ इन प्लेस वुड एट द वेरी लीस्ट इंस्टिल अ फियर इन द माइंड्स ऑफ पीपल. एक डर जो होता है वो भी लोगों के मन में वो लेके आ सकता है. टू टेक द एनवायरमेंटल लॉज सीरियसली, वो इस चीज को सीरियसली लेंगे. टू हैव सच सैंक्शंस बेस्ड ऑन द एक्चुअल डैमेज कॉज्ड rather than the number of sections violated. यूजुअली क्या होता है, कितना sections violate किया गया है उस हिसाब से punishment मिलता है. rather than doing that, अच्छा ये होगा कि अगर हम actual damage कितना environment को या फिर वाइल्ड लाइफ को कितना actual damage cause हुआ है उस हिसाब से punishment मिलना जरूरी है. So the only forward is to consider environmental protection as an autonomous legal good of collective common interest that also deserves criminal law protection. So this is the answer about criminal law, and like we're connecting criminal law and environment. Criminal law and environment. Recently एक हिंदू में आर्टिकल भी आया था इसके ऊपर. So you can expect this question from GS-3 and keep writing these answers because only reading will not help you. So once you go through this video, after that you can write in your own notes. Fine. So anyone who wants to join the ethics and integrity batch can join, because just we have started the class. We are into the first content. So I'll be covering each and every content in detail, and each content will have questions with model answers. So it will be covering, like I'll be covering around in 30 to 40 odd days. I'll be covering 30 to 40 classes, including case studies. And anyone who wants only mentorship without classes, only mentorship, can also contact me here, or can visit my Telegram channel or my website to know like what exactly to study, what not to study, how to do the MCQs, how to like eliminate options, tips, the tricks involved in MCQs. So all these things will be covered in the mentorship batch, and also the answer evaluation. Okay, thank you.